Sports journalist Ayodele Campbell joins the show tonight. It's a pleasure to have you, Ayo. Welcome to the show.
Many thanks for having me, and it's always a pleasure to be here to talk sports.
You look quite spiffy for the time of the day. Come on.
Yeah, it's part of it, now. It's part of the show. We have to,
look the part.
Look the part.
It's okay. It's okay. Talking about looks, let's start with, of course, the obvious one. It raised a lot of controversies when it came out. That's the Super Eagles jersey. A lot of people were skeptical about it. There was this one that was making the rounds, designed by a Nigerian, and a lot of talks.
Looked like something we used back in 1994 or something.
Exactly. So there were lots of talks. The one that had the eagle in front of it. So first of all, let me ask you: which of the jerseys would you buy?
I'll buy the plain one.
The plain,
the green the
one.
deep green one. I'll buy that because it looks simple and all. The other one has this. It has this. There's this look about it. It doesn't look too. It doesn't look too catchy to me. Okay. So that one is. I prefer the simpler one. It's more simple. It's something I feel could just appeal to me better. The other one has this. The designs, the black, the zigzags. I really don't know what that stands for. Probably it's part of the creative, as in the creative designer, whoever did that. But then it's fine. If it works for them, then it's fine. But for me,
because while the controversy was going on, the NFF came out to say the players actually contributed to the design. They looked at it, they liked it. So I guess if they are wearing it, we don't have an option but to support it. But then finance come into play. We've bought jerseys, club jerseys, more expensive than 30,000 naira. But there's been a lot of talks in the streets. Can Nigerians afford 30,000 naira jersey, considering that most of us would not be going to the World Cup?
Well, it's been said that we have like 3 million orders already.
Yeah.
It tells you Nigerians can afford it.
Okay.
Nigerians have this, you see, Nigeria's a country where you say things are hard, but then people go to stadium to pay certain amounts of money to see a game. That's foreign game. So that brings the question, like, if we probably had our leagues and stuff properly packaged, Nigerians will spend money on that. We spend money on things. Football is something Nigerians hold very dear to them. You see, the Super Eagles are playing and they do very well. The atmosphere in the country changes. The presidency keys into that. Everybody, politicians and all that, want to be a part of it because it's something that unifies everybody. It's a game that touches every home. The World Cup goes on right now. Your mom,
everybody's watching it.
There's just this atmosphere in the house. There's this joy. And when you go on to win, it contributes to so many things on so many levels. I'll take you back to 1994 when I think I was in primary school then. I did not do my homework, mathematics. I couldn't do it because of the match between Nigeria and Italy, the second round. I couldn't do it. I knew that, okay, I was going to be flogged in school by my maths teacher.
But you just had to see the game.
I just had to see the game. Yeah. Imagine my pain when we lost. We lost, and then I had to be flogged.
I apologize on behalf of the 1994 squad. We apologize for you.
But it was a gallant effort. They tried.
Now let's move on, of course, to the biggest one this weekend. The league is all done and dusted in England, but the one of the biggest, and I think it is the oldest cup competition in Europe. That's talking about the FA Cup. It's back this weekend. And it doesn't get any bigger than Manchester United and Chelsea Football Club. Both teams in different places. United, they've not necessarily had a bad season, but in their own records, it's not a good season either. Chelsea, they've been up and down, defending champions, out of the Champions League position, problems with the manager. Where do you stand with both teams?
It's, like you said, probably the situation of both teams right now is taking a bit of shine of the FA Cup, out of the finals. But then we look at the pedigree of both teams. I mean, we're talking Manchester United, Chelsea. It doesn't get bigger than that. Yeah. And what I would like to put in question is Jose Mourinho, that man, in finals is something else. He's had, up till now, he's had 14 finals. Yeah. He's lost 2. That speaks volume. It speaks volume of the man. He knows how to get to rubber when it matters. That's one thing I respect him for. There's this, I think it has to do with what you tell your players, understanding that this is where you have to go, your mindset, the mental alertness, the mental toughness of your players. They said, this is the final. You have to get it right. It doesn't get bigger than this. You're playing it like this is the last game you'll ever play. So you have to, so that's it. I'm looking at it from the Mourinho angle, but then Chelsea as a team, are quite strong too. They're contenders, they're defending champions. They've not lived up to that hype this season. But of course, you understand that people like Hazard would want to get one over a Mourinho because of the relationship and all that and stuff like this. So it's going to be a pulsating final.
But Fabregas, Francis Fabregas has come out to say that he loves Mourinho. You know, there's no enmity between them. So I feel it's going to be one of those finals. Of course, putting into record that Chelsea, the last FA Cup they were in last year, they lost to Arsenal. So they would want to do one better over United this season. Now, let's move on now to a little bit more about the World Cup. Gabriel Jesus, you know, it doesn't get any better. 2014, we saw a picture of the young man painting the streets of Brazil while the World Cup was going on. And he's going to be at the World Cup after just 4 years. And his community doesn't do it any better than painting his face in the walls, on the walls of their houses.
I mean, it's one of those things that tells you hard work, dedication pays.
Yeah.
4 years ago, he was on the streets. I mean, while the namers of this world were playing, he probably didn't think that he
would ever get there, at least not as fast.
Not as fast.
Yes.
But look at him today, he's
not
right there.
Fast.
I mean, it shows dedication. And for your people to appreciate you that much, to understand that you are a local hero, to support you, it gives the man so much confidence. And I'm very sure he's going to be ready to give his all for his nation. And that's just what you get from this kind of things. Like they push you, they spur you to give your all.
Well, it's beautiful and interesting one. Now, I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot. Now, a lot of teams have named their squad. We've seen the Portugal list come out, and 9 of the players who won the Euro 2016 did not make it. And more touching is Eda, who got the goal for the side. You know, it leaves a lot in some teams. France, we saw some players drop out, Alexander Lacazette, Martial, Payet. Now, who do you think has the best team going in? Because, of course, we know that competitions are different things entirely.
The best team.
Going in, including Nigeria. Put Nigeria in
the best team. I think the best teams.
Yeah.
Because I can't say the best team, but the best teams, the teams I look at right now, and I'm like, there's this fear factor around them. Brazil, the French team, they're pretty young, but they're very good. The Belgian team.
But there's quite an inexperience in the French backline.
Yes, there is. But then, what do you call inexperience? We have a Samuel Mtiti who has played at the highest level. Well, I mean, that's someone who's, if you're starting your stuff.
Varane, who has won the Champions League twice.
In Madrid, so I don't think that's, there's no experience there. Okay. So we have France, we have Belgium. You see those 3 teams. Belgium has really not achieved in terms of being competition, but I think with the experience they've garnered and kind of players they have with the De Bruynes, with the Lukakus and Hazards, I think they stand a chance. Brazil, for me, Belgium, and France. Those 3 teams.
I hope to bring you back and hold you to those names you call. But thank you very much, Ayo, for making us part of your day.
Many thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Well, that is part of it on the show, but well, the show continues definitely, and I can tell you that there's no enough cliche or adjectives to describe just how fast Fernando Gaviria is. Yes, he won again, but Caleb Ewan wasn't far off. Let's see highlights of the event that's talking about the cycling.